We all know that one day AI is going to rule the world, but today I'm asking it what LEGO Star Wars mock I should build, because I'm out of ideas. And once it's told me what to build, I'm going to do my best to recreate it in real life. So let's find out what I'm going to build. So I headed over to my laptop and told ChatGPT, give me a unique idea for a LEGO Star Wars mock. I was told to build a scene from the expanded universe, whereby Luke Skywalker is investigating the ruins of an ancient Jedi temple on a foresty planet. I was told to include several things from alien wildlife to rich foliage to possibly some interactive features. To be honest, that's actually a really good idea. Let's get planning. Oh, thanks. And so my plan consisted of a circular Jedi temple in the middle of some rich foliage. There would be a large rock face behind it with some caves underneath, and a waterfall running down the rockwork which would possibly lead into the Jedi temple. There'd also be some large trees featured all over the mock, and possibly some Easter eggs thrown in there too. And so with the plan done, let's get building. Now because my storage system is an absolute mess, I'm sort of sorting pieces as I build here, which probably isn't the most efficient use of my time. And so I continued dismantling my previous mocks as I built this one. I began by placing a lot of filler brick on the bottom to raise up the level of the build. And then built up a black border which I attached to the mock. So now that I've got the filler brick and the black border around the edge done, I'm going to work on placing that over so we have a solid base to work on. I don't even know why I did that, I didn't need to do that. And with the mock now plated over, I began working on the general shape of the rockwork. I built up some interior support which had snot bricks attached to it, which I would then later on use to attach the rockwork to the support beams. So I've now built up a sort of exoskeleton for the rockwork, and I'm now going to attach some plates to the side of that and detail them from there. After detailing the plates, I then moved on to placing bricks around the outside of the mock and filling it in with some more filler brick. With that done, I then began further building up the rockwork. So I've now done the main rockwork and I'm starting to work on the area above. But before I do that, I actually want to work on the cave system. Now there's two separate caves, and I'm going to work on putting some Easter eggs in them, and then I'm going to move back onto the rockwork above. So let's build. With the floor and walls of the caves now done, I then began creating the plating that will go over the top. So I've now done the caves and plated over all the filler brick, and we're going to get back to that in a bit, but next I want to work on the area above, and that's going to consist of some rockwork, foliage, and maybe some water as well, so let's go build. So I've now built up a large portion of the rock work, and now I'm going to work on some foliage on top of the rock work and also down below on the grass, so let's build. Again, I've said that a lot. So I've realised that if I want to make the Jedi temple, I kind of need to do that before I do the foliage, otherwise it's going to be hard to make the temple, if you get what I mean. So this is the shape I'm going to go with. It's going to be a circular sort of one. Obviously it's going to be ruined, so I'm not really going to build it up too much, but we'll definitely get the general idea of what it once was in there. But yeah, so I'm now going to work on the temple itself, and then I'm going to do the foliage around it. To give the Jedi temple an ancient ruined feel, I added in a variety of different colours, but ensured to keep the general premise and idea of each section the same. I used a range of different shaped bricks in here, specifically curved ones, to give the Jedi temple that grand feel. And once I built up the walls, I then worked on the floor, in which I left several gaps where the foliage would have grown through over the years. So I've now done the ruins of the Jedi temple, and I'm pretty happy with how that's come out. So next I'm going to do the foliage inside the temple and then outside the temple, which will be followed by some trees, and then we'll pretty much be done. So let's build. After making the Jedi temple look overgrown, I then moved on to the exterior foliage. I featured several of the same design plants to give a consistent feel, but ensured they were spread out enough to make it look random and more natural. I then moved on to creating the tree trunks, and finished by adding all the leaves on top, and with that, the mock was complete. Alright, so the mock's now done. Let's take a look at it and see how it compares to the brief we got from the AI. So the first thing ChatGPT said for us to do was to create a dense forest with lush foliage, and I think I've done that pretty decently. So the second thing we were told to do was the Jedi temple. Obviously it mentioned getting some old ancient ruins, which I think I've done pretty decently here, and I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. Number 3 is Luke Skywalker. It says have him in his Jedi robes with his lightsaber ignited, and I don't really see how I can go wrong with that. ChatGPT also told us to get in some alien wildlife, which I've done in a few different ways with an Ewok. These two dudes here doing whatever they're doing, I don't really know what that is. And 3 more Ewoks down here having a nice time. Yeah. Now the only thing I didn't manage to get in the mock were the interactive features, but then again it's a mock, not a playset. So hopefully the AI is going to forgive me for that one. So yeah, that's about it. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Hopefully.